The seeding has been pretty good. Well, yeah, the seeding for the teams who played in NA and EU last season was pretty good. The only seeds which didn't make any sense was like players who played in APAC last season moving to Europe or North America and getting ridiculously high seeds. Like OSM's team is seed 11. That's just terribly seeded. It's just a bad, a really bad seed. It's a bad system. There's no other way to you can't sugarcoat that one. Like OSM's team being, what are they, 11 seed? It's just not a good calculation, is it? What I think could be done to fix that in the future, because I do like that seeds are just automatically calculated and not done by a committee. I think that's a good way to do it and avoid having to use a committee in the first place is always a good thing. It cuts out one tricky job. So I like that it's all automated based on points from last season and all that. Like, I think it should just be the last 12 months of points. Like, if you have got a certain amount of points in EU, or let's say in North America and majors and worlds and all that in the past 12 months, those points should be used to seed you in the next season. So, yeah. You should add up the points that every player and every team has, and that's how you should see the teams. However, there needs to be a region coefficient. Points that you win in APAC should not be worth the same as points that you win in North America. They should only be worth like 0.3 or 0.25 or something of points won in EU. Because yeah, if OSM's points that he won in APAC were only worth 0.3, and then he comes over to Europe, now he's going to be appropriately seeded. He'll still get some seed from the points he got, but he won't be 11th. He shouldn't be 11th. Also, I think the entire seed for every team is based on the top player in a team. So if two players have no points at all, but one player's got a lot of points, the team just get the seed of that player who's got a lot of points, which I also don't like at all. There's no need for that. You could just add up the points of all three players. So if you've got two players with no points, one player with points, it's 1/3, So yeah, a couple of ways that I think that could be refined, and I don't highlight that to I don't want to highlight that as just I don't like this without providing a solution. I think there is a very easy solution there. That's why I talk about it, because it's a super simple win, to improve that. Oh, by the way, did you guys see about the APAC teams? One in chat, if you didn't hear that all the teams that tried to qualify to APAC rlcs from North America failed. Did you guys hear about this? We've got two pieces of news from around the world right now. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about here. Let's go to Wikipedia. Actually, it's probably the best visualization. So in APAC and SSA, Open Qualifier 1, here's the teams that made it. If I click Show Players, and here's the teams that finished 17th to 32nd. Monster, Stealth, and Sketch. Some NA players who thought they were going to quickly queue APAC qualifiers and get an easy top 16. Zero money. Well, actually, do you get money for 17th? I think you do get money for 17th, but not much. And now they're locked in APAC for the rest of the split, and they can't even make Regional 1. Come on, what on earth are you guys doing? That is a rip bozo for me. Shazi, Akatsuki, and Goyo. Rip bozo as well. Daru, Ank his life, Ruben, rip bozo. That's cool. I didn't know the Maldives flag. We've also got an Australian team here. Little cheeky Australian team trying to leave OCE and Q APAC. Rip bozo to repeats, Trobby and Sly Jules. They're in purgatory for the rest of the split. They're all playing APAC for the split. These are the teams that did qualify to the APAC regional. There's one team that is not from APAC that did make it in, and it's this team. They've got two Egyptian players. I don't know if those players are in Egypt, but I would imagine that they are. So a Middle East North Africa team made it into APAC. None of the Australian teams made it. None of the NA teams made it as well. But a team with an English player, I don't know who Trin is or where he resides. An English player and two Egyptian players qualified. Every other team is an APAC team. Virtuoso and Maxiu there. Maxiu's lives in Singapore. Virtuoso moved to APAC last season. Every other team's APAC. Is Trin the only player who qualified from EU/NA? And then, okay, Sub-Saharan Africa is a bit of an interesting breakdown. We've got Sub-Saharan Africa is now Sub-Saharan. It's not even. It's not Sub-Saharan Africa anymore. It's just EU Africa. Farlash is an American who lives in Asia. And yeah, there's a Mina team in here. An Algerian team made it to Sub-Saharan Africa. So North African team qualified to Sub-Saharan Africa. A Dutch team qualified. A French team qualified. Wheelu actually does live in Sub-Saharan Africa, so that's fine. Another Dutch team. There's a Hungarian player in here. I don't know if he lives in Sub-Saharan Africa. Spanish team made it in. An Italian team made it in. And a 2/3 Portuguese team made it in. But they've got a Sub-Saharan, they've got a South African coach. It's not France. Oh wait, it's not France. What is Reunion? You're right. What is Reunion? Is that actually an SSA? My mistake. But yeah, can you believe Drift Queen's trying to sneak in? They've got a South African coach. They're like, yep, look at us, we're SSA as well. It's next to Madagascar, so it is actually SSA. French Island SSA. So would that have been valid last season? Would that have been valid last season? Let's see. Did these guys try qualify last season? It looks like they did play last season. So that's kind of cool. See, I didn't know that. The more you learn. Yeah, Wheelu made Worlds, and Skill Steel's a guy who's been top 2 in SSA before, so is Darth. Some of these guys did lose in trying to qualify. But I think most of the trash talk online has been done by Young Money Clan, Riho, Motion, and Nugget have been talking trash to SSA, saying it's free, saying that the ping's not that bad and they're going to farm the region. They did get reverse swept, though, in qualifying by White Rabbit Gaming. Who are a team who I think placed 5th or 6th in SSA last season, did reverse sweep Young Money Clan in the qualifier. So it doesn't look like it's going to be as free for Young Money Clan as they expected. There's a Chilean who qualified in OCE. Wait a second here, I didn't know about that one. Let's see. There's a Turkish player called Baz. Is Baz living in OCE, maybe? Akami. We've got Aziz, for another South African player qualifying, an Egyptian called Negative. Another Turkish guy. This could all just be people who live in OCE. All of them. Except maybe... Oh no, this is Malta. Hold on, I thought that was an Indonesian flag for a second. Yeah, region OCE has OCE in the past. So has Akami. So has Aziz. So all these guys, yeah, they might have different flags next to them, but they do reside in OCE. Yeah, Motion and Nugget are good ones players, but I do think this is a pretty dumb career decision to play Sub-Saharan Africa RLCS. I think that's pretty stupid, if I'm being completely honest with you. I mean, you can't hate the player because it's in the rules now, so, you know, can't really hate people for doing that. When there were rules in place to try and region lock and keep spots for actual teams from the region, it's super cringe to try and, like, you know, fly over and scam a spot and then go home again. But now that it is just literally open, you're like, okay, can't really hate the player, but I do still think it's pretty dumb though. If you want to have a Rocket League career, you shouldn't do that. It's just not a good thing to do. It's not a good thing in your record. It's a loss. It's a lose-lose situation, you know? It's a lose-lose situation in my opinion. Anyway, that's what's happened around the world. I don't know if South America have got any teams qualified yet. It looks like they do. Team Secret are in, Fury are in, Not Exposed are in. That's KNS, Snipes, and Leo. We got Complexity have gone through. Complexity are playing in South America this season, of course. Raise Bill Sierra Dorito. And Crew, AJG, Bems, and Card. Very interesting to see AJG from Complexity, Card from Furia, teaming up with Bems on Crew. That's going to be really, really cool for the grudge matches. And Team Secret are obviously very good as well. They've got Brad Motta and KV1. But yeah, Furia, Complexity, I think are the two heavy favorites there. Although there's definitely some other really good teams here. Ninjas of Pajamas, Night Swift, Astro, that's going to be a good team. Did Diaz qualify? He did. So Sam Diaz made it with Wisty and rlcs. There's a ton of really fun teams in Sam. You got Kaio still qualified. We've got a True Neutral, another Argentinian team. Yeah, very, very cool. I could just click this button and we wouldn't have to hover. Is Sam the second deepest region now? I don't think so. I think NA is still the second deepest, but it depends what kind of depth we're talking. Are we talking, does Sam have a better top 4 than NA? Well, I guess we'll see, but it's possible. It's possible. It really depends on how these teams go. But would you guys take Crew, NIP, Furia, and Complexity over G2, Genji, Space Station, and I don't know who the other player or the other team you'd want to pick would be, like Métis maybe? Right now, I prefer NA, but for top 4, I think NA's top 4 is stronger, but we'll have to wait and see. Maybe Complexity and Furia qualify for LAN and absolutely body everyone, and then we're like, okay, we need to reevaluate here. Maybe these teams that were playing them close locally are better than we thought. You think NA's top 2 are stronger than Sam? Sam's top 2 is really strong. I mean, NA, EU, Sam, Mina all have disgustingly strong top 2s at the moment. In Mina, you've got Falcons Rule 1 with their new rosters. Number 1 in chat, if you don't know Falcons and Rule 1's new rosters, I could show you those as well. I'm sure most of you guys know already. Falcons is TRK and the Twins, and Rule 1 is Ahmad, Khalid, and Naupo, just in case somebody wasn't aware. Yeah, I think there was also some Europeans tried to qualify in Mina as well, so we've got some more bozos failing to qualify. Velocity, Mickey, and Mimilo Sama, another rip bozo, failing to qualify to Mina rlcs. I don't know why you would queue Mina though. Like, this is not gonna be a good region to try and qualify on high ping. Like, I feel like we all knew that already, but I thought we all knew that, but these guys didn't know that. They're called Farming Simulator. But they are the teams, they in fact did get farmed. They did not make it. I don't know who did they lose to? Farming Simulator, who did they lose to? Where are they? Wait, did they enter day 3 in the lower bracket? They did. They were already in the lower bracket. They got sent to the lower bracket before day 3. They got game 5 over this team, game 4 over Outsiders, and they lost to ASE, who are Scythe's team. I know Scythe. Even and Abdullah, Abdullah, I don't know them. They were 1 game away. It looks to me like they were 2 games away, but they were 1 series away, if that's what you mean. Yeah, I don't know about naming yourself Farming Simulator. It puts a lot of pressure on yourselves, you know, it makes it even harder. But again, I mean, you're locking yourself to playing on high ping for the whole split. I just don't see the point of doing that for half of your season if you're serious about being a pro in this game or getting somewhere in this game. I feel like it would be smarter for EU players to play in EU, NA players to play in NA, instead of trying to play cross-server RLCS.